Welcome to the Lady Landlords podcast, where we empower women to gain financial freedom through real estate investing. I'm your host, Becky Nova, founder of Lady Landlords. If you're ready to buy, manage, and grow your real estate investing portfolio, then let's get started. I wanted to hop on here as there are a few big issues that I keep saying in real estate investing. And I thought you might just be experiencing something similar and felt it might be worth a conversation. So I just want to share with you that after I bought my very first primary residence, I was completely lost on how I was going to be able to move forward in the world of investing. I was able to navigate how to get that own property for me to be able to live in, but moving into the investment space was incredibly confusing. I knew my realtor was great. I knew the team that I had worked with for that primary purchase were great people, but there was really nobody that could understand what it was like to move into the investing space that was able to put all of those strategy and finances, everything just into one place for me. I feel like I kept being told, I can't close on another property yet. I just bought one. They really just did not have the vision that I saw for really what real estate investing can do. The things that you and I know that we are able to accomplish within this space. I spent an entire year really studying real estate, going to all the meetups I could, networking events, listening to all the different podcasts, talking to every realtor, broker, lender, everyone that I could possibly meet and talk to. And honestly, I just was not able to get the answers on what exactly I should be doing with my real estate investing portfolio. But luckily, I was able to crack that code. Now I have a much larger portfolio and am able to live a life of financial freedom. It took me just under 3 years to be bringing in 10K a month cash flow from my properties. I now have 13 rentals throughout New York and also the Dominican Republic. Here in New York, I had to navigate those high cost living areas, those bidding wars, those competitive markets. And then now with buying those properties in the Dominican Republic as well, I really had to learn how to invest out of state, how to buy sight unseen, and how to be able to grow and trust myself to be able to build that. Now I am very fortunate. I get to be work optional and I get to live my best life down in the Dominican Republic during the winters. So this New Yorker never, ever needs to see snow. But before I get ahead of myself, if we have not met, my name is Becky Nova, and I am the founder of Lady Landlord. My background actually comes in cancer research. I worked in that field for about 15 years. And at a certain point, I was a little bit burnt out there and decided I needed a change. So I ended up quitting absolutely everything. I moved over to Europe. I used to own a tour company in Spain. I then expanded into Portugal. I bought a bar in Portugal, and then I bought a little bus to take myself between Spain and Portugal. Fantastic beach style living, but unfortunately, buying that bar was a really bad business decision. I ended up losing a little over $100,000 and had to move to the States. I destroyed my credit. I had no savings. I had no income. And I really had to be able to rebuild at that point in time. During that time when I moved back to the States and was rebuilding was when I met my now husband, Emilio. Emilio is an immigrant from the Dominican Republic. He moved to the States just before his 18th birthday and very much came here with that hope for the American dream. And clearly buying a home is such a large part of that. When he said that he wanted to be able to buy a home to live in, I honestly thought it was nutso. I was just like, I just lost all of this money. I have horrible credit. I don't have this money in savings. But I knew that in relationships, we need to be able to compromise and figure out what we can do. I then went down this complete financial literacy journey where I was able to get the savings that I needed, get my credit score increase, and really prepare myself for homeownership. But it still did not sit well with me to think that I would just be living paycheck to paycheck to be able to own a home in the New York tri-state area. So I said to Emilio, listen, if we're going to be able to buy property, I want to find a way that we are actually going to make money off of buying real estate. That was when we bought that first property. We actually bought a duplex where we lived in one side rented out the other. And that just absolutely kickstarted our journey. And now I am so fortunate that every single day I get to help other women overcome obstacles within their own portfolios to also become financially free. But what I want to talk about today is just a lot of the noise that I'm hearing out in the real estate investing space. So tell me if this is something that you've ever heard. Have you ever just felt that, you know what, I don't really need to spend money on a real estate coach or on getting the support that you really need? You're probably having other people tell you, oh, but you can just find absolutely everything online. And listen, I get it. I have absolutely been burnt by coaching situations previously. I unfortunately also trusted in the wrong people. And I went back to this. No, I can do this on my own. I already got my first property. I already own my own home. So I was feeling really pretty confident. So you might also be saying, hey, but I need money to be able to pay for that real estate. That's my down payment. I can't really be in a place where I can afford the coaching because I need to be able to put that down payment on. And other people have been able to figure it out. So, you know what? So can I. Well, I'm here to tell you that with coaching, it's a great way that you'll be able to save time and money in the long run because you'll be able to avoid all the mistakes that I've made and so many other women investors from Lady Landlord have also made. It will be a fantastic way to make the entire process of growing your portfolio that much easier. So if you're worried about the time commitment to being able to do this, I'm telling you, when you're not making mistakes, it is so much easier and it is such less of a time commitment on your own schedule. And one of the biggest problems that I had when I went through that whole education phase was that all that free information out there, it never actually told me the exact thing that I should be doing to grow my portfolio. With a coach, you don't have to be worried about being so overwhelmed with all of the information online. And you'll be given the exact blueprint that you need to be able to grow your portfolio. This has worked for over 300 women that have gone through the Lady Landlords mentorship. So I know it's going to work for you as well. Now, maybe this is something else that you can relate to. If you're like me, when I first started out, I was feeling incredibly stuck and scared in this space. I really had no idea who to trust or who I was supposed to be turning to ask for help. My own parents had never even bought a home, so I couldn't even go to them. There was no family relative that I had that I can say, hey, my rich uncle, how were you able to do this? I was completely on my own on this. I felt so lonely and so lost. And it was really discouraging to figure out how I was supposed to be moving forward at that point in time. I felt like I was able to reach out to this team that I had built between a realtor, a lender, an attorney. And honestly, they all told me that I was just not ready and that I had to wait and that these things take time. But yet, in Lady Landlords, and on Instagram, I am seeing people going out there every single day being able to buy properties and they're closing and closing and closing. And I kept thinking like, why can't I be doing this? Am I not worthy of this success? Is this not something that now I deserve in my life? How is everybody else able to crack this code to be able to buy more rental properties? And yet I wasn't. I was so frustrated, but I'm here to tell you that that gut feeling that you have, knowing that this is right for you, knowing that this is the space for you, you are right. You are worthy of this and you can crack this code. Real estate investing success is not some secret that everybody is keeping from you. But what happens is that we start to take on other people's beliefs. Now, when you have all of these other people telling you, hey, it's so difficult, it's so hard, you have to have all this money, you have to have all this experience, we start believing what other people are telling us. And then now, unfortunately, it starts to hold us back as well. But I can show you how to get that gut feeling back. I can show you how to start trusting yourself and stop letting others' beliefs hold you back. Now, this is probably one of my favorites, and I'm sure you've heard this as well. But how many times have you been hearing, well, the housing market is just not good for investors right now? Interest rates are too high. Prices are too high. Oh, there's going to be a recession soon. Oh, there's just no good deals out there in this market. Oh my God, I have been hearing this for years. Even pre-pandemic, people were saying, no, not right now. It's going to be better in a little bit. Then the pandemic happened. Oh, well, now prices are really high. So let's just wait a little bit longer. Oh, well, now interest rates are really high. So I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. So I've had the same people that have been telling me these things since 2018, 2019, that are still sitting here now in 2023, almost 2024, saying that this is something that they know just around the corner that they can really take action on. And I feel so bad for those women that have been waiting all of those years to really get started on this. So I'm going to tell you a little secret about where all of this misinformation comes from. Okay, come here, come a little closer. Come a little closer. All right. The problem is television, the news, and men. Yep. That's where we're hearing all of these different things come from. But I'm just kidding with you. So listen, what probably happened in your situation is maybe you went out there and you bought that first property, whether primary residence or maybe just an investment property, or maybe you know somebody that knows somebody that bought an investment property and they got burned. They either had horrible tenants or they didn't know how to run their numbers. So many different factors that could possibly go wrong. And now in your mind, you're sitting there saying, hey, listen, now with higher rates, now with all of these different stakes, it's even higher now because there were mistakes already made on the first one. Well, I am here to tell you that the market itself is not good or bad. The housing market is what the housing market is. We as investors have to be problem solvers. We have to adapt. We have to pivot. We have to look at the conditions that we are presented with and then find our way to be able to work around that. The reason I say that is when you think historically, back in the 90s, there were interest rates at 12, 13%. Do you not think that there were investors back there that were still going out and buying properties and still making those numbers work? There were. There absolutely were. Because those are the people that can sit there and say, this is what my conditions are. How do I make it work with these conditions? And you're going to be able to do the exact same thing. This market is what the market is. We need to make sure that our strategies give us the solutions on how to really thrive in any market conditions. But okay, now that I've really shared with you those three biggest problems that I see in real estate, let's recap quick. First, now you know that you can absolutely save time and money by working with somebody that has been there and done that can absolutely guide you every step along the way throughout this process. Okay. You also know that this process is actually so much easier than the media and social media has actually led on to believe. You also know that we do not have to listen to other people's opinions about what we should be doing within our real estate investing journey. And you now know that also you can make your hopes and dreams a reality in any single market because we as investors have to be problem solvers. So now that we know all that information, I'm going to give you a quick little challenge. What I want you to do, I already got your attention here. You're already seated down, hopefully, and thinking through real estate. And I hope you're really excited just to know what's going to come next. But what I want you to do really quick now is I want you to be able to write down the goals that you have for yourself. Think about where you want to be just in 6 months' time. That's it. 6 months from now. What would you like to see in your life in just those few short months? Take a note on your phone. You can write it down on pen and paper. I happen to be a pen and paper person. And really just allow yourself to dream just for a few minutes on what you would like to see in your life in the next 6 months. Because this is something that the Lady Landlords team is going to be able to help you with. Thank you for listening to the Lady Landlords podcast. If you're feeling stuck in your real estate investing journey, visit lady-landlords.com to book a 15-minute orientation call with me and see if you're ready to join our mentorship program. Or you can subscribe to our newsletter and join our Facebook group for exclusive real estate investing tips and offers. Invest with confidence. Become a Lady Landlord today.